change. I'm gonna, first step is copy this with boxes. Okay, so now I am requiring that I see this. Okay, so I'm gonna come around and make sure that, I see that you've copied it with boxes. Very first step is copy this down with boxes. That's what I'm gonna do. So it's gonna be box minus box over box minus box. Then step 2 is gonna be find, label x1 and x2. It's always given to you in the problem with average rate of change. So x1. This is a listening check coloring x1 and x2. All right, then do you have an equation or do you have a graph? All right, so right now I have a graph, right? So I have a graph, so I follow the graph one. Trace from x1 to the graph and then across to y1. So I go to x1, which is 0. So here's 0. And I go down to the y with y1, y2, -8. And then when I go to 1.5 for x, what's y? 0. All right, so I've done that. The last step is plug into boxes and solve. So we're plugging in what we just found. So y2 and then y1. So here is y2, which is 0, y1, which is -8. Then here is x2 and then x1. So x2, which is 1.5, and then x1, which is 0, and solve. So you do this and you just punch it into the calculator. 0 minus -8 is 8. You just put in the calculator, but I'm doing it by hand. 1.5 minus 0 is 1.5, and then you go into the calculator, second quit. 8 divided by 1.5 is that. Then you go math, enter, it'll give you a fraction, 16 over 3. This is a listening check, color in 16 over 3. All right, so we're going to do average rate of change. You're going to start with step 1, graph, copy formula with the boxes. So you're copying this formula with boxes. So box minus box over box minus box. Okay, my first step is that. My second step, label x1, x2. It's given in your problem. So here's x1, x2. Is it an equation? Yes, if it's an equation, you can go y equals, then hit second table to get your values. So 3 raised to the x. Make sure you press the side arrow to get out of it. So you press the side arrow. And then -2. So hit second table. So x1 is 0. What's y1? -1. So now we're labeling y1, y2, and that's going to be -1. And when x is 2, y is 7. All right, so now I have that. So once you do that, you're plugging into the boxes and you're solving. So now you just put those into the boxes. So remember, it's y2, then y1. So y2 is 7. y1 is -1. And on the bottom, it's x2, then x1. x2 is 2. x1 is 0. And then you're solving. So you're just literally punching that into the calculator. But I'm doing it by hand. 7 minus -1 is 8. 2 minus 0 is 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. A couple other examples. So again, your very first step is to start with your boxes. So box minus box over box minus box. Okay, label x1, x2, and then we need to find y1, y2. Because it's an equation, you're punching that whole equation in the calculator. So you go y equals, clear what you have so far, and then you go -2. Then I see a parentheses. 1 divided by 3, close parentheses, raise it to the x power, and then -3. So make sure you press this right arrow. Press the right arrow so you can get away from that, and then go -3. And then you go second table. So second table. Now you're looking for x is -1, so I go up, right? So I go up to -1, y is -9. So this is negative 9. I go to negative 3, so I go up to negative 3. Y is negative 57. Then I'm plotting them in here and solve it. So the first one goes y2, then y1. So y2 is negative 57. Y1 is negative 9. Then it goes x2, x1. x2 is negative 3. X1 is negative 1. And you're putting that in the calculator. So go second quit.
This is a listening check. Color in AROC.
And you're going to go negative 57 minus negative 9 equals. So this is negative 48. Then you're going to go negative 3 minus negative 1 equals negative 2. Then you're going to put that whole thing in the calculator. So negative 48 divided by negative 2 equals 24. And if it gives you a decimal, you're going to press math, enter, enter. Okay. One last example. Again, first step, start writing the formula without the variables. Y minus box, X minus box. Label X1, X2. Okay, then you need to find Y1, Y2. So what you do is you punch in the equation. So you go y equals, and you're going to go clear 5 raised to the x, and then take the arrow down, minus 7. Second table, and you're looking for 0. So 0 is negative 6. So y1 is negative 6. And then 3 is 118. Y2 is 118. And then plug in. So it goes y2, then y1. So y2 is 118. Y1 is negative 6. Then it goes x2, x1. x2 is 3. x1 is 0. Now put that in the calculator. So second quit. 118 minus negative 6 equals 124 over 3 minus 0 equals 3. Then 124 divided by 3. Okay, I get a decimal, so I'm going to go math, enter, enter, which gives me 124 over 3. Can't be simplified anymore, so that's my final answer. And that's it. So let's practice.